Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We are talking about Scentsy yet again. I know, shocker. So if you're not aware, I was in Scentsy, the multi-level marketing / network marketing company, whatever you want to call it, for about 4 years. And if you're not familiar with Scentsy, they are a multi-level marketing company, like I said, also known as an MLM. The products that they sell are scented products. So your wickless candle, which is the wax warmer with the light bulb and the dish where you put the wax, as well as like scented stuffed animals and things of that nature. That is what Scentsy is. If you are interested in learning more about Scentsy and all of the things that they don't want you to know, first of all, I have a playlist all about Scentsy that I will link below. I also have a Scentsy deep dive, so I'll link that below if you would like to go and watch that after this video. Otherwise, we have more Scentsy Family Reunion 2023 cringe to react to. If you haven't heard the term Scentsy Family Reunion, this is the Scentsy convention. They call it Family Reunion to make it feel more intimate and blah, 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 in my opinion. But anyway, last video we reacted to a couple of workshops that went on during Scentsy Family Reunion that were taught by Scentsy leaders. So these are star directors and superstar directors, which is really the top of the pyramid at Scentsy. But in this video, we're looking at the opening session. This is the first day the Scentsy consultants are there, that they go in one big room, basically, for the whole day and listen to speakers and scream, and it's an experience. We're also going to look at the session of when they announced the next incentive trip, as well as the Scentsy Family Reunion that is happening in 2024. And then after that, we have a couple of very short trainings that also went on inside of the workshops that we reacted to the first time around. And they're just as bad, if not worse, than the first ones we watched. So now that we know where we're heading, let's fucking get going, shall we?
We have over 130 employees here from almost every Scentsy department, from your consultant support, events, training and development, creative, logistics, security, marketing, operations, and finance. None of them wanted to miss the chance to be here with you. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's give them a big round of applause. Now, before I let my friends go, we need to do this one more time just with Scentsy, our executive team. When we say Scentsy, you say Spirit. Are you guys ready? You guys ready? All right. 1, 2, 3. Scentsy! 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 Thank you so much.
To this day, that still makes me cringe so much. Like, it looks so harmless, but it's one of those things where if you had a bad experience in the past with certain things, like that's one of the things that's like, oh my God, I did that in the middle of Las Vegas. Why?
Thank you. You guys are fantastic. Wow, it is so great to be here. All right. No, that's not here. That's not what I'm talking about today. Now, be sure to reach out to the Scentsy home office team this week. You'll know them by their black staff shirts. We're all here to connect with you and support you however we can. Now, I love it when we get together like this. Do you? Yeah. Live events have been part of Scentsy since 2005. It's a long time. We know.
So to add a little context of who we're watching, this gentleman is Dan Orchard. He is the interim president and CEO for Scentsy for the past 3 years, I think it was. The actual president and CEO, who are Heidi Thompson and Orville Thompson, are on their mission trip over, I think they were in London. I'm not 100% sure. They are of the Mormon faith, and this is something that was part of their church duties or what have you. So anyway, for the past 3 or 4 years, this guy has basically been them.
Know how important it is to Scentsy and to each of us, which is why I want to start off by saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for investing in your Scentsy business. Thank you for investing in yourself. We so appreciate you joining us here in Charlotte. Whew. Each year, we select a theme to set our foundation for our event.
He forgot to say thank you for being our #1 customers.
This year, it is reflections. A reflection is an image you can see in a mirror or on clear water that invites you to take a closer look. It can also be a serious thought or consideration. Or it can be an amazing call and response drum performance at a big Scentsy event. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Now this week, I would like you to reflect on what Scentsy means to you. Whether that means products, opportunities to grow, or our amazing community, our goal this week is to focus on what unites us, to help you remember why you joined this amazing community and how you can make it even better. Your participation in the Scentsy family creates a ripple effect that I've seen happen so many times. Now, we're going to share a lot of those stories this week. Many of your consultant leaders are going to share their own reflections and ideas with you too. Through it all, I want to encourage you to keep one question in mind as you experience SFR this week. What do I want to remember most? That simple question made me think of things I've remembered from the past year, since last year when we met in Salt Lake City. Some of those things were big, some of them small, but each one of them impactful. And I managed to make my own little list of top 10 takeaways from last year. Are you guys ready? Okay, all right, at number 10, Scentsy expanded into Belgium and Luxembourg in August 2022, which means we now have consultants in 14 countries. We currently have over 900 consultants spread between those two countries of Belgium and Luxembourg. A great start.
They obviously have to spread to other countries because the United States and Canada are very, very saturated with Scentsy consultants. So they need to find new people who haven't maybe heard all of the things that go on in Scentsy or see all of the other Scentsy consultants in close proximity to them. It's just like when people try to explain, like, you have to keep recruiting to make money, but you're going to run out of people. Like, this is them slowly running out of people.
Okay, number 9, 147 consultants promoted to director or above in North America since last reunion, including our first superstar directors in Mexico. Number 8, Scentsy participated in the 2023 Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival at Walt Disney World Resort. It lasted from March 1st to July 5th, where millions of Disney guests had the opportunity to visit our Blossoms of Fragrance display and learn more about Scentsy.
I talked about this in a previous video, and my question about this display that they just talked about in Disney World was, were the products for sale at Disney, and what does that mean for consultants? Because if you're taking their commissions away and giving them to Disney instead, or pocketing them, then why is this a thing? Because you're so based on your consultants and blah, 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 but you kind of are doing them dirty by doing this. Now, somebody said that they were not selling the products within Disney World, so I don't know that to be 100% true, but through the grapevine, I was told that they were not selling the products. Now, let's talk about this, which they announced later on in Scentsy Family Reunion this year.
What's to come for Scentsy at Walt Disney World Resort? Please join me in welcoming Walt Disney Imagineers, Lainey McMullen and Abigail Taylor Sansom. All right, well, welcome to Scentsy Family Reunion. We can't wait to hear about Walt Disney Imagineering.
Hi everyone, I'm Lainey
Okay, so I didn't have time to research this before I filmed, but I just noticed it, and I just did a quick Google search, so I could be wrong, but something I noticed is one of these individuals is a show writer. So I don't know how strikes work. If you know, can you fill me in the comments, or fill us all in the comments? I guess I'm just trying to understand why there's a writer there. This was in July. This was 2 weeks ago. So the writer's strike is, as I'm recording this, going on still since April. So would that be a conflict if she's at this convention and striking? I don't understand how that works. Hey, I'm okay with admitting I don't know, but I'd like to know, and I can't find it on Google quick enough while I'm filming this video. So if you know, I would really appreciate it if you filled us in the comments. But anyway, let's listen to what's happening in Disney when it comes to Scentsy.
Melvin, a graphic designer at Walt Disney Imagineering.
And I'm Abigail Taylor Sansom. I'm a writer for Walt Disney Imagineering. Walt Disney was one of the world's best storytellers. Walt started in cartoons and animation and quickly began to look for new ways to engage his audience and tell stories for the whole family.
Tell us about how Walt Disney Imagineering started.
Well, in December of 1952, Walt gathered a handful of the most respected talent from his film studio and led them on a mission to create a place of fantasy and imagination where parents and children, young and old, could have fun together. This place was called Disneyland, and the people who designed and built it were the first Imagineers.
Fast forward to now, there are Imagineers all over the world sharing our stories throughout our theme parks. In California, Florida, Tokyo, Paris, Hong Kong, and Shanghai, and on our cruise ships and resorts. Walt Disney Imagineering is the creative organization behind all of Walt Disney's parks and resorts experiences.
We're so honored to have Walt Disney Imagineering here to help announce something really exciting coming to Walt Disney World Resort. And we're so excited that Scentsy will be the presenting sponsor. Lainey and Abigail, take it away.
Through the storytelling process, we look for new ways to engage our guests, and we're excited to announce here today that guests will soon be able to enjoy an all-new search and sniff experience with fragrances, with fragrances provided by Scentsy, called Smelliphants on Parade.
Oh my God, stop. I love that movie.
Yes, please stop. I don't understand why Disney and Harry Potter and all of these other big corporations are partnering, quote unquote, with MLMs. They are so controversial. And I guess like the more I get into the YouTube scene and the more I learn about all of these different things that people talk about on YouTube commentary channels, the more darkness, I guess is the way I'll put it, I can see within Disney, within all of these big entertainment corporations. So I'm not saying that Disney is amazing and they're flawless. Like they've had a lot of things come up recently, making them not those things. But with that said, why, in a time like this, would they decide to partner with multi-level marketing companies that are essentially, in my opinion, pyramid schemes? So now we're going to have, let me just finish. Let me let them finish explaining what we're going to have now.
It has been so great working with both of you on this project. Smelliphants on Parade will be available for guests of all ages in Storybook Circus in Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World Resort. Abigail, Lainey, what can you tell us about this experience?
As guests are entering Storybook Circus, they will find a casting call from Timothy Q. Mouse seeking out a whiff assistant to join Dumbo's newest act. This leads them to a ticket booth in front of Big Top Souvenirs, where a cast member will provide them with an illustrated map and sticker sheet to guide them in their training. From there, our whiff assistants in training will explore around the Storybook Circus area to find a number of Smelliphant statues, each with a unique circus-inspired fragrance, courtesy of Scentsy.
So is this going to be right?
The Smelliphant statues themselves reflect the whimsical nature of Storybook Circus, and each have a unique design based on the smell they represent.
Can you tell us about the process of identifying the fragrances for this experience?
We collaborated with Scentsy to develop and provide fragrances that perfectly fit within the story of Storybook Circus. And the smells featured in the land will include churro, popcorn, cotton candy, and more.
Why the do we need Scentsy for those simple scents? Is it because Disney's losing money so they need more sponsors? Why is this happening? Those are simple scents that if you go to like Home Goods or TJ Maxx, you can even find a candle in that scent. Like, it's not something we've never heard of. It's not like some random scent that they just made up like Dreamland. It's f***ing popcorn and cotton candy. How hard is that to do on your own? Why are we bringing a multi-level marketing company into the picture? It just brings me back to the question, is it because you are losing so much money right now because of everything that was done? And I know this is like a side tangent because it's not really about Scentsy, but it's because of Scentsy that this has come up.
We can't wait to share Smell-o-Fits on parade at Storybook Circus with all of you. But, you know, that's not all we have to share about Storybook Circus.
That's right. We're also pleased to share that Scentsy will become the presenting sponsor of Dumbo the Flying Elephant at Magic Kingdom Park at Walt Disney World Resort.
When did we vote for this?
One more. Okay.
So close. Based on the 1941 Disney animated masterpiece Dumbo, this classic attraction lets you hop atop everyone's favorite elephant as he discovers he can fly. Dumbo's faithful friend, Timothy Q. Mouse, keeps you aloft with his magic feather. This nostalgic ride is perfect for all ages, so the whole family can join in on a whimsical flight high in the sky over Storybook Circus.
That means the countless families that pass through Storybook Circus every day will see the Scentsy brand featured on this classic and beloved Walt Disney World attraction.
But who the asked for that? Who asked for that? Who was walking through Disney one day and said, you know, it would be awesome if they just slapped the Scentsy logo on this classic ride that has been in Disney forever. It would be amazing. That is something that I am waiting for. Why the is it? This is the partnership that nobody ever asked for except for Scentsy Consultants. It's disgusting on all sides. It's disgusting on Scentsy's side and it's disgusting on Disney's side. And I'm curious to see like how many of their other attractions are going to be sponsored by like different, whether they're MLMs or just corporations in general that partner with Disney. Disney's going down a gross path, but let's get back to general session now that we got that out of our systems. Also, sound off in the comments. How do you feel about this Dumbo ride, this classic childhood Dumbo ride now being sponsored by Scentsy? And I'm sure I'm not sure, but they're probably not going to be selling things within the park if they didn't do it with the other thing that they did. But it is going to open the door for people who are in Scentsy, and a lot of them go to Disney a lot, I can tell you that, to hang out in this place and like flaunt that they're with Scentsy and try to recruit people. And who the wants to be recruited into a multi-level marketing company while they are on a family vacation at Disney World trying to enjoy the Dumbo attractions? Like, nobody asked for this. They just want to go to Disney and enjoy Dumbo without Scentsy being thrown in their face all the time. Anyway, back to opening session.
Number 7. 1,202 leaders completed Director Boot Camp, Accelerated Leadership, Coaching Certification, Workstation Reporting, and Mind Your Business programs to continue developing as leaders so they can serve at their very best. Let's give it up for our leaders.
All of you at the bottom of the pyramid, give it up to the top. Bravo. They've made it and they hardly have to do anything because they profit off of their team. And if you don't know about how that works, I have a video on that too in the playlist.
Scentsy was honored with a few special awards over this past year, including Newsweek's list of America's greatest workplaces for diversity. Forbes list of America's best employers for women.
Not anymore. So Scentsy actually dropped off the best employers for women list in 2023, so this year. And while they were on it in 2022, they were at number 392. So they weren't high up on the list. And also they were not talking about consultants. So all of the consultants that were bragging that they're the best company to work for, even though they're trying to say they own their own business, it's all so convoluted and so ridiculous. That was specifically about the corporation. It was about the home office, the Scentsy home office that is in Boise, Idaho. I know this because I looked up Scentsy's profile on the Forbes website, and they have them listed as having a little over 2,000 employees, which would contradict the number of consultants they have at over 200,000. So it's not the best MLM for women to join and claim they own their own business. It was the best employer for women in Boise, Idaho at home office.
And Scentsy was ranked number 18 on the direct selling list, Direct Selling News Global Top 100 list. Because of you. Okay, number 5. We had our best 24-hour flash sale ever on January 19th of this year. We did over $19,520,000 in global sales, which also happens to be our second highest revenue day ever. Way to go! Amazing. Okay, number 4. Your customers love so many of our licensed LTOs this year. From Scooby-Doo, the Disney Driving Tour, Hocus Pocus, Disney's 50th, Harry Potter, and so many more. Now, you should know, we've been working hard to expand our license.
They just announced a new licensed product, and this is their Friends Warmer and Friends Scentsy Bar. Why? Money is why. Money.
Thank you for supporting your consultant. Thank you for being here. Join in all the fun this week. Okay, all right. We have about 6,000 people here. Double what we did in Salt Lake. But our Scentsy family extends far beyond these walls, far beyond our borders. Globally, Scentsy has about 200,000 consultants from the US, Canada, and Mexico, across Europe, and in Australia and New Zealand. And we have the best community, am I right? Now, even though we are incredibly different, everyone truly welcomes, loves, and supports one another. That is so important to us.
Until you leave.
And we celebrate it as often as we can. This is actually the last of 4 reunions this year. You knew that, right? Well, I definitely knew that. But we saved the best for last!
That really sucks for all the other regions if they're like watching this. We saved the best for last. All you other guys suck.
Not making that through Region 2 or Region 3. But over the past month, we've traveled to the Gold Coast, Australia, Berlin, Germany, and Manchester, England to join consultants from around the world. You can see by the pictures that even though we're from completely different places and speak different languages, Scentsy spirit looks the same no matter where we are. We have an incredible event for you this week. Wonderful home office and guest speakers. Many of your consultant leaders are prepped and ready to share their reflections with you. There are so many new products and destinations to reveal. And we are actually going to live stream our incentive trips and SFR 2024 destinations globally Saturday.
They sure did live stream that.
Now, each year we set out to choose the best locations to choose our host for our Scentsy Family Reunions and incentive trips for each region. Choosing destinations for 2024 was, a little different, being that it was our 20 years.
Yep.
And Heidi and Orville coming back. I
think it's time.
It's time.
Maybe it's time.
It's time.
To give you some more context, if you're not familiar with the higher-ups at Scentsy, the one without the glasses is Dan Orchard. He's the one we've been listening to. The one with the glasses is Chuck Thompson. That is Orville's brother, and he works within Scentsy as well. In the corporate side, not the consultant side.
We are so excited to share with all of you where we are going and where we're going to go next for our incentive trips and Scentsy Family Reunions. Now, announcing these locations have been held back from our previous 3 reunions, and we've been waiting to tell you live right here in Charlotte. We have consultants joining us live right now from across Europe, Australia, and New Zealand, and our Scentsy Consultant Facebook page right now. Welcome to Scentsy Family Reunion.
Welcome!
We should give them one big Scentsy spirit cheer. Are you guys ready?
Scentsy!
Spirit!
All right, as Dan said, each year we also set out to explore exciting new places for our incentive trip. So, through the years, we've been to 5 continents together.
That's right, but we are all feeling pretty sentimental this year, so selecting the destination for 2024 was actually kind of easy.
Not bad, pretty easy.
Let's take a look.
Imagine a world where your only vacations is the one that you have to earn by getting points to go with Scentsy, because that's literally what a lot of the top leaders in Scentsy will do. The only vacations they go on are these incentive trips and family reunions. Imagine living in a world like that, because that would suck. You don't get to plan your vacation hardly at all. You have to just go with the flow of whatever vacation you earned, because that's all you're getting. There's so many things to do in Hawaii. What are you going to do for 4 to 5 days? Wait until you see what they announce next, because it's just what the fuck? That doesn't even make sense. But okay, let me stop talking so that you can actually see. I'm sorry. Did I mention I stay home with my children all day, every day? I have nobody else to talk to but this camera.
We also wanted to plan an exceptional trip for our top 50 achievers and their guests. This destination has long been on our short list almost since the very beginning. It comes up every year, and in 2024 is the year. Take a look.
Bora fucking Bora. I'm in the United States. So if I were to earn a trip to Bora Bora from December 1st to December 5th for 4 days, I would have to say no, because you don't even have the time to recover from the jet lag that you're going to have to get out of your room and actually enjoy Bora Bora. Now, the reason I say that is because the flight alone from Los Angeles, so if you're not on the West Coast, it's going to take you even longer, but from Los Angeles is 13 hours and 40 minutes. Now, on top of that, if you're from the East Coast, there is a 6-hour time difference. It's 6 hours earlier in Bora Bora than it is in New York. If you're on the West Coast, it's 3 hours earlier in Bora Bora. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but as someone who used to live on the East Coast and traveled to the West Coast in the past, that jet lag takes a few days to subside. And like it takes that long to get back to like homeostasis where you're like, okay, now I have the energy to get out of my bed and go outside and do something. This is so unrealistic. Why 4 days? Why? You're busting your ass all year to be part of the top 50 within Scentsy to earn a 4-day trip to Bora Bora. It's like a tease. It's like they're dangling Bora Bora in front of you and then they're like, well, you gotta go now because we're not paying for it anymore. Not to mention they also have their own agenda of things that are going on for Scentsy during these vacations. It's just mind-blowing to me that anybody would even want. I was that person that wanted to do it, to say I did it, but it doesn't feel worth it is what I'm trying to say.
Our top 50 consultants and their guests will enjoy an unforgettable trip to one of the world's most coveted destinations. Oh, and Heidi and Orville will be there to welcome you there.
Now, both of these incentive destinations are really exciting. And if you've never been on an incentive trip, like I said, plan to join us in 2024. And our plans for Scentsy Family Reunion 2024 are already in the works. This event is 20 years in the making, and we don't want you to miss it. So in addition to Hawaii and Bora Bora, you can also earn SFR as an incredible incentive destination with everything you have come to expect from a Scentsy trip.
Are you guys ready? Take a look. For our global SFR 2024, we're going to Orlando.
And that's because they have to go see their Dumbo ride.
Orlando is the perfect place for SFR 2024. It can handle a crowd, and Heidi and Orville have been wanting to host an event there for years. Since they'll actually be there next summer, we are excited to finally make it happen. Now we have some exciting surprises to share, and it's going to be so hard to keep them under wraps for an entire year, right, Chuck?
Yes, it is. And just like Hawaii, Scentsy Family Reunion will be a global event for every consultant from every Scentsy region.
We have lots more to share in the coming months, but to plant the seed of excitement tonight, we are happy to announce that our opening night party next summer will take place at Universal Studios Orlando.
And the rest of the time, they'll be riding Dumbo and trying to recruit you.
We will kick things off with an exclusive after-hours party just for Scentsy. I think they're excited, Chuck.
I think so too. I like to hear that.
Now, there's much more to come, so plan to earn SFR as your incentive trip next year. And if you choose another destination for your incentive, you can register for SFR in February. Hawaii, Bora Bora, and Orlando. That's 3 amazing destinations to celebrate 20 years of Scentsy.
How's that? So, beginning August 1st, that's Tuesday, just 3 days away, you can begin earning points through sales, sponsoring, promotions, and more to earn the trip of your choice.
This means you should probably look out because these Huns are going to be coming hard in those inboxes. Oh, that sounded so wrong. I feel like I should say that a different way, but I'm not gonna, because why not? Just leave it in here.
To Hawaii or SFR in Orlando. And the top 50 who earn the most points during the qualification period will earn the once-in-a-lifetime trip to Bora Bora for 2.
All right, here's a quick look at the points you'll need to earn travel with Scentsy in 2024. Now, level 1 we haven't even talked about yet. Level 1 earns a 2-piece set of Scentsy luggage, okay?
Ooh, watch out now.
Level 2 earns the trip of your choice for 1, and level 3 earns the trip of your choice to level 2. The qualification period begins August 1st and ends at 11:59 Pacific time on January 31st, 2024. You have 6 months to earn enough points to be there.
So something I wanted to point out before we go back to opening session, because there's one more thing I want to point out there, is that you cannot earn an incentive trip by just sales. You have to sponsor, you have to recruit. And I feel like that's something worth noting. I'm going to go over that more in my upcoming Scentsy incentive trip video, but I wanted to point that out here as well. So over at opening session, they went through like their new catalog and all the new products that are coming out and blah, blah, blah. So I don't feel like that is necessary for us to watch. There was nothing in there that is worth watching anyway. But this one thing that they did during the product presentation just really blew my mind.
There are 3 layers in every Scentsy fragrance. There are top notes, there are mid notes, and base notes, right? You guys know this. You are all part of Scentsy.
So even their like little display of how they build their scents is a pyramid. They have the base, the mid, and the top. It's like they're telling them, hey, we're a pyramid scheme without telling them they're a pyramid scheme. What the Open your eyes, ladies and gents and non-binary folk. Hello, I'm interrupting this cringe fest to once again shout out my members. Thank you so much for all of you that have decided to join my channel membership. If you didn't know I had a membership, well, now you do. Inside of my channel membership, one of the perks is getting a shout out in every single one of my videos, as well as members only live streams. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, the join button is right underneath this video. Otherwise, I really do just appreciate you being here and watching my content. So thank you so much for being here. And with that, let's get back into this bullshit. So that's it for the general session recording that I have, but there's one more training that I wanted to react during a workshop that happened. And this training is called How I Earned Sensational Start Level 3. And you may have heard me mention this in my other Scentsy videos, but really quickly what that is within your first 70 days, there are 3 tiers of things that you can earn depending on how much you sell and how much you recruit, how many people you bring in. So this individual is doing a training on how she made it to Sensational Start Level 3, which is the top level. And from what I skimmed through so far, she also says the quiet parts out loud.
I am a mother to 4 girls, a paramedic wife, and a full-time first grade teacher. I am also involved in many organizations with my child's school and sports. When I first started Scentsy, I only had 2 little girls, but since, obviously, we've added 2 more, so I've been a little busy. I have been with Scentsy since August 1st, 2014, so I really had to go back and think about this. During my first 70 days,
Wow, she joined right before I did.
I was able to earn Sensational Start Level 3. I achieved this award by putting in over 3,000 PRV, and I recruited more than 2 new consultants who became active during that time. There are many different ways to earn this, and that information can obviously be found on the workstation. Like Sarah said, you guys are probably past this. I found that from the consistency of earning Sensational Start, I was able to achieve that snowball effect in my business. It truly was the start to many more great achievements within my first couple years. I believe that due to earning, the following impacts also occurred. So I earned Shooting Star the day that I joined. And I'll talk about that in a moment. My team started growing. So not only did I develop frontline teammates, but they also started growing their team, which kept that snowball getting bigger. I promoted multiple times within my first 70 days and was able to become a superstar consultant and then a director the following year.
This sounds so impressive at first, but wait, there's more.
I earned my first incentive trip during my first year and was able to actually go to Vegas for SFR for free because I earned it, right? Feels good. I then continued to earn many more incentive trips from then on. And lastly, because I hit Sensational Start Level 3, I increased our family's income, and we were able to add another little one during that first year of Scentsy, and that would not have been possible without our business. Now you may wonder, well, how did you earn that much PRV within your first 70 days?
It probably would have. It probably would have. You didn't need Scentsy to have another baby. I don't think that's a thing.
I can't remember the exact details. I had to search Facebook and talk with a lot of people, but I also know that I used a variety of methods. I held my launch party before I joined with my sponsor's help at my house. And this helped me in many ways because my sponsor was able to show me the simplicity of Scentsy.
So essentially that's called a party flip. And that is when the person, your consultant that you're using, basically helps you, like she said, throw a party. And then you, instead of that consultant taking that party, you take that party and you join under that consultant. So that's what party flipping is. So that's how she earned Shooting Star her first day. I also earned Shooting Star. And I earned level 1 of Sensational Start. But I never wanted to recruit, so I never got to like 2 or 3. But yeah. Oh God, it's bringing up so much memories.
She helped me understand all the products, and she showed me how to enter orders. She was there with my family and my friends and helped me share why Scentsy was so important to her. Later, I would have 2 of my sisters join, my niece join, 2 cousins, and even my mother who's here today.
That's how she got Sensational Start. I just would also like to point out the fact that the one incentive trip that I worked my ass off to earn the first level of was taken away from me because my mom joined and we lived at the same house at the time. But this individual recruited her entire family. And in my opinion, there is some favoritism that goes on within the compliance area of Scentsy. Say, for instance, if you are somebody like this individual who was climbing the ranks so quickly, they're more willing to overlook certain things. Whereas me, I was just one of the little guys. I was the third rank in with 1 team member and not huge sales. So they weren't as forgiving with me. And that's, again, in my opinion, but from what I've heard from other people who were also on the lower end of the ranks like me that have gotten in trouble with compliance for certain things, they also were things that higher ups were and are still getting away with. But yeah, this is a perfect example of why the people who are successful because they have large families that they can convince to join. Her niece, she convinced to join. And I'm also curious to see like what that looks like in terms of how they organize orders. So when I was in my MLMs, a lot of times like the people at the top of the team will look at what they have for the month, like if they have orders coming in or anything like that, and they will, instead of putting it on under their name, they'll put it under somebody else that's under them's name so that that person can rank up, so the top can rank up. It's all twisted and it's all done behind the scenes, so nobody really sees it. But this is going on. There is placement of orders that are not supposed to go under certain consultants, so people can rank up and get paid more. And it's a big mess, and there's lots of rules that are broken, but it's behind the scenes and it's behind closed doors, so nobody ever sees it actually happening. They just hear of it happening.
The day that I joined Scentsy, I also hit Shooting Star because I entered in that launch party and it was over 500 PRV. I talked with everyone I knew about it. I shared the products with them and I told them everything I liked about the products and about the business. I was always lending out my testers and I would ask everyone to book parties. I even asked people to book fundraisers within my first month. I always had Scentsy on my mind. I was proud to share it with others. I feel that this is important to you if you want to earn any Scentsy award.
Imagine having a fragrance company on your mind all the time. No, thank you. I've been there, done it, burned the t-shirt.
I also looked around and I booked events. As much as I could, I would do events with PTO resales, craft shows, vendor nights, and my favorite one is one that I still do, an outdoor fall festival that actually my sponsor passed down when she moved. It was beautiful.
That's another thing, because Scentsy is so saturated with so many consultants. It's almost impossible to get into any vendor events, which in my opinion, MLMs shouldn't be allowed anyway, because there's so many small businesses and actual crafters who are there trying to make an income on their hard work that didn't require them to scam people, in my opinion. But that's beside the point. You would have to have somebody drop out last minute, or a situation like this where your sponsor gives it to you, because now you're still benefiting. It's still benefiting her, even though she moved away.
My focus at these events was not to just get sales, but to connect with people and get my name out there. I would share samples, I would collect contacts, I would offer basket parties. I wanted to do as much as I could, and I could feel the fire growing within my business because of this. The second month as a consultant, I held my first large fundraiser for my daughter's cheerleading gym. This is where I learned to effectively get back with fundraising.
I know I'm always like, imagine a world where, but really, imagine a world where your kid's school fundraiser was a way to collect contacts for a consultant to then reach out to you. I did this. This is another thing that I did. I did a fundraiser for my son's daycare. Do not recommend ever doing any kind of multi-level marketing fundraiser. It is messy, and you don't make nearly as much as you would with a different fundraiser that is not through an MLM or a network marketing company. But there are a lot of consultants who do fundraisers regularly, and they use it as a way to gain more contacts. And it's kind of gross, because if a fundraiser that my son did back in like 4th grade reached out to me and was like, hey, do you need a refill on your wax? I'd be like, who the f are you and how did you get my information?
And building my customer base at the same time. Fundraising became addictive for me, and I love being able to help others still. All these methods helped me gain the PRV that was needed to earn Sensational Start Level 3. Now, the harder piece for earning was the recruiting.
Was it though? Because you just recruited your whole family.
It was not always the easiest part of the business, still isn't. However, in the beginning, this is how I was able to build my team. My first recruit, it was a customer that had put in a very large order, and I explained to her that she could have her own business and get her products for free. And she joined right away, and she's still with me today. My second recruit, I had an online Facebook party with a friend from college, and she had a very successful party, and I explained to her that she could also join and do this herself. She ended up joining. This was before party flipping, and she is now a star director with Scentsy. Yes. My third recruit I gained from a customer who referred someone to me, and I asked them to join my team, and she did. We continued to share with others and grow our businesses together in the beginning. It lit a fire in all of us. We learned from each other. We started our journeys out together. I also feel that hitting Sensational Start Level 3 could not have happened without the support of my sponsor and my upline. When I joined, I knew that I could contact my sponsor about everything. Not only did she help me in this business, but so did her husband. They were a great team together. They were always encouraging and answering my questions. They sat down with me before I even signed up, and they helped me work the business and look at the workstation and showed me what I could achieve with it. I learned so much from the trainings and the Facebook Lives provided by my sponsor and also from my Superstar Director. They would hop on weekly, if not more, and made everything engaging at the time and gave me so many ideas to get started on my journey. My favorite part was the happy mail that I would receive from each of them for each step and milestone along the way. It made me feel important and special. I was not just a number to them.
You are just a number to them, and there's a word for that. It's called love bombing.
They saw what I was doing, and in a sense, it made me work harder to reach my next goal. What gets rewarded gets repeated. At the start of my business, I found myself molding my team and using many of their characteristics. I would send happy mail and really try to be everyone's #1 cheerleader. We all use social media, it was Facebook mainly back then, as our main place to connect. I would give a shout out for everyone as they reached their goal. Now I know that many things have changed throughout the 9 years, but I still feel many of the ideas and characteristics hold true to helping someone else succeed. Seeing achievements, acknowledging their wins, and supporting them along the way can be done in so many different ways now. I also feel that it is okay, I'm going to say that again, it is okay to change how you support your team. As your business grows or it changes, it is okay. You do what is best for you personally. Now, when you actually hit Sensational Start Level 3, there are many benefits to this, and I personally have a couple favorites. How beautiful is that warmer, right? It didn't exist when I hit it. But it is gorgeous. Tell everyone about that. The product credit is fantastic as well. So when I joined in 2014, money was extremely tight for our family. I was able to use that product credit to provide Christmas gifts for my family and for our close friends.
There's a couple things here. If you are tight on money, please don't join an MLM. It makes things worse. It's not fun. It's really just not a good idea. Also, personally, I would rather somebody not get me a gift and just spend time with me, or I don't know, go to lunch, go have coffee, whatever it is, instead of giving me Scentsy shit that I never wanted in the first place. Did your whole family want Scentsy for Christmas? Is that what your kids were asking for too? What the actual
I was able to use part of it to build up my personal stock. This helped me for having materials for home parties, basket parties, and even events. I even used some of the wax in the kit to then make samples to gain new customers. Because of my hustle, like I said before, I earned that incentive trip. Now, if that isn't a reward in itself, I don't know what is. This was probably my favorite part of earning Sensational Start Level 3. The benefit of working is that you can also promote. This helped me bring in more income. It also pushed me forward to eventually become a star director like I am today. I'm here to say that anyone can earn Sensational Start Level 3. Like we said before, many of you are past earning it, obviously, but you can help others on your team earn it for this new incentive. Working our business it not only helps with increased income, it also becomes a huge blessing to our families. And you can do the same for other people to join you as well. Thank you.
That's going to be enough for me today. I think that was a lot. We covered so much in this video. So I'm going to take a break. Let me know in the comments if you made it all the way through. Drop an emoji, drop a hi, whatever it is. And as always, thanks so much for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit. And I'll see you in the next one.